membership year, and we will be recording tonight. We have got a couple different break rooms for everybody, and we have got a special guest speaker tonight. So we'll go ahead and get started. And the first thing we're going to do is I'll turn you over to Patricia Miller, our CEO.
Oh, thanks, Amanda. And thank you all for being here tonight. I look forward to our guest speaker in just a few minutes. But I first want to acknowledge that it's been a very difficult week throughout the world. And for many of our Girl Scouts and Girl Guides around the country, once again, our world has been rocked by violence and some unimaginable horrors. And I just want to firmly state how Girl Scouts has always stood against hate. We will continue to stand against hate. If any of you need resources for your troops on dealing with the difficult news and the situations that girls might be hearing on the news, please be sure to follow GSUSA's Facebook page or Instagram page, because they will be posting their resources on dealing with these difficult conversations with children. So be sure to seek out resources should you need it, or let us know if there's anything you need to be addressing any of these issues that might be happening as the world once again seems to be on the brink of yet another war in today's world. So I'm very proud that we are Girl Scouts who stand strong and support the girls and our families throughout the world, and that we are a sisterhood here to protect and support each other. So with that, I just want to again thank, as Amanda mentioned, it's the start of our membership year. Thank you all for being volunteers and being here to step up and lead our girls. You make Girl Scouting possible. We are a 99% volunteer-led organization, so it's really each and every one of you that makes Girl Scouting possible. And we recognize we could definitely not do it without the support of our volunteers and our parents, and of course the girls that we serve. So with that, I'll be around throughout the meeting if there's questions that come up later on, but with that, I'm going to turn it back to Amanda and to our guest speaker. So thanks, Amanda.
Thank you. All right, so tonight we have a special guest speaker. She is a volunteer up in Georgia, Vermont. She has a wonderful troop up there, and she did a really awesome event with her troop. She's one of the troop spotlights for the month of October, and we're going to try something new and have the troop spotlights come and talk to our volunteers about the things that they're doing, give you an opportunity to ask questions if you have any questions about what she's done with her troop. So with that, I'm going to turn you over to Brittany Blaisdell and let her talk about her wonderful troop event.
Hi. Should I turn my video on or just leave it off? Does it matter?
It's completely up to you, as we can hear you clearly. If you're comfortable turning it on, feel free to do so.
Okay, I'll probably just leave it off if that's okay.
That's fine.
As Amanda said, I'm Brittany, and I have a Girl Scout troop in Georgia, Vermont that has 48 girls now. And we had an event in early September. We called it like role model meeting. We didn't really have like a super cool title for it, but we invited 31 women from around our community who like had careers in all kinds of different what's the word I'm looking for? Like different fields. So we had an anesthesiologist, we had a doctor, we had a state trooper, we had a pilot, we had a firefighter, we had Miss Vermont. Miss Vermont came. That's what I can think of. We had an author, we had a childcare infant teacher, we had a couple teachers come, an artist come. So we tried to be very broad. Somebody from IT came. We tried to be very broad in the fields that we had come. But we had 31 women who came. And it was a pretty informal night. We just set up tables. They each had a table. We put the girls in groups, and they kind of just spent 5 minutes at each table. They rotated through each table, asking questions, just learning about like what these women did, what they do for our community, how they're involved. And our motivation for this was to kind of spark the girls' interests. We figured one of the first things we do at every meeting is kind of get an idea of what the girls want to do throughout the year. And this was a great way for them to kind of broaden their scope and be able to learn of other things that they may not have known about that they could be interested in, to help guide them into deciding what they want this Girl Scout year to look like. It was super successful. We were all very exhausted. The poor women who spoke to 48 girls throughout the night were also very exhausted. But the girls loved it. I had one girl come up to me in the middle of this meeting and asked me if we were going to do it again at our next meeting because she like loved it. All the girls went home and told all their families. I had so much feedback from families that the girls came home so excited and absolutely loved the meeting, and they had a great time. We had one girl actually after the meeting go to it was like I think it was like a pilot's day in Burlington, Vermont. She like went to explore more about being like a pilot, and so it really took off and the girls really enjoyed themselves. Um, so yeah, that's kind of like what we did. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer like how we did it or what made us think of it or like whatever people would like to know.
I know there's some great comments in the chat about how
Yeah.
wonderful this event is. I mean, just the pictures look awesome.
Yeah, so we've actually kind of reached out to council to kind of see how we can make this a bigger thing. Like our resources here in Georgia are limited. So we just use the cafeteria at our elementary school, but like with the 31 women and the 48 girls and then the leaders, we were like at max capacity there. And so we would love to make this like a bigger event and do it even like maybe yearly or like something like that, because I think it's really great to do in the beginning of the year and just get the girls excited about things that they may not think that they're excited about. And I know like reading the badge descriptions and like what that involves doesn't always entice them, but if they learn from real women like in our community, all the different things that they have that is an option to them, like it, even if it's not badge work, but like field trips or fun badges or just community stuff that they can help with. It was just a really great way to get the girls learning about other things that they may not be exposed to like in their normal lives. And we also tried to like um keep like an idea of like very men dominated fields and have women from those fields come in to be like outwardly it looks like a lot of men run these fields, but really there's women in there too, and like you're capable of also being a woman in this field. If another troop wants to host their own event. So what we did was we started with our like core leader group and asking like who had connections there, and if somebody knew somebody they'd reach out. So that's how we got like one of the dentists, a nurse. They were connections that our troop leaders knew. And then we after that we reached out to like our entire troop. And then, of course, those 48 girls, we have a ton of families. So a couple of them had some connections, but really the way that I got the majority of these women is I posted on our local Facebook group, like our Georgia community and our Milton community Facebook group, saying that like I was looking for women in these fields. And there was like an outpour of people that were interested in coming and talking, and or they had people they knew, and all of a sudden we went from having like a couple women to having 31 women, and so that was really the way that we got the word out that we were looking for women to come join us. And then we did put out like a sheet of paper that had like very basic questions on it just for the girls, because we have a multi-level troop, so we have Daisy's ticket to cadets right now. And so with the younger girls, we didn't want them to like not really know what to say or what to ask about. And so we put questions out like very simple, like what's your favorite thing about your job, or what is your least favorite thing about your job? We had it wasn't a huge list, but enough to like give the girls talking points. And I'm happy to like share that list somehow with everybody. I think I still have it in a Word document, so I'm happy to like share the questions that we had for the girls as a starting point. So yeah, if anybody else has any questions.
Oops. Yeah, oh, hello. That's not working.
We can hear you, Tara.
Oh, you can hear me? Okay.
Oh, you can? Oh,
yes.
good. Okay. Sometimes it doesn't work when that little button is still there. Okay. Did any of the women that you have come in express that they were girl members or had any kind of influence with Girl Scouts in their past that would have brought them to where they are in this field, or any of them current members?
None that I can like specifically remember like saying anything like specifically to me about being a Girl Scout. So I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Thank you. Wonderful project.
Thank you. We had a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, but we had a ton of fun, and the girls had a ton of fun, and like we would love to keep doing it and to like make it a much larger event and include like a ton of troops and girls that are around the area. And so we were kind of dabbling in how we could do that for next year. So I'm sure I'll be chatting with more councilwomen to figure out what the next step is to do that and to make it a bigger thing for more people. But I'm also available if troops wanted to like do their event themselves just with their troop. I'm totally happy to like chat individually if people want to reach out to help with questions or planning, or like anything that they need. I'm available to help if anybody would like that.
Great. And we had Pam had a question as well, Brittany, if you have.
Okay.
Yes, Brittany, kind of two. I think you might have caught one of them there. I was wondering how much the girls were involved in choosing some of the fields that they wanted to look into, and what was the most popular woman there that the girls like to talk to.
So this time unfortunately, we didn't include the girls in picking the fields of women that came, because this started out with one of our troop members meeting Miss Vermont somewhere. And she was like, "Hey, I'd love to come talk to the Girl Scouts." And when my other troop leader told me that, I was like, "Oh, that'd be great." And then one of the other troop leaders was like, "Hey, what if we did like another field too that wasn't, just Miss Vermont?" And then it kind of just went from Miss Vermont to like any role model that we could have come. So it got really big really fast. And so we didn't really, in the time that we decided to do it and the time that we put it together, we just really didn't have a lot of time and opportunity to get the girls' opinions. That would be something I think that would be great when we do it again, like a learning point for us to ask the girls, like, who do you want to talk to? Who do you want to learn about? And then the most popular one was actually Miss Vermont. She came in with the biggest, most beautiful crown that I've ever seen. And it drew all the girls right to her. So I feel like she was probably one of the more popular ones. Her and the female pilot that were there, I feel like were our top two most popular women that came.
Nice, great job.
So, Brittany, I would just like to say, I'm a Girl Scout leader in Charlotte, and my granddaughters moved to Georgia over the summer, and my youngest granddaughter is now a member of your troop. So
Oh,
I heard about this event, and I just wanted to let you know how much she's now a first year Brownie in your troop, how much she really enjoyed that event.
oh, I love that. I'm happy to hear that. We seem to have got a lot of great feedback from the girls, so I'm really glad that they loved it.
Did anyone else have any more questions for Brittany? I'm like trying to look through the little pictures real quick. If not, I will let Brittany get on with her evening. But thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us, Brittany. I really
course.
appreciate it. And I know when I saw it, I was super excited. And yes, Miss Vermont's crown, it does very much catch your eye and all the pictures and stuff.
It does. It is very large. It's very beautiful, and it definitely is an eye catcher. So, and again, too, if anybody reaches out and would like my contact info, like if they have other questions they think of, or if they are interested in help with setting something up in their own community, please feel free. Whoever has my email or phone number, feel free to give it out.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Brittany, so much for coming on and talking to us tonight.
Of course. Thank you guys so much for inviting me.
Have a great night.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Awesome. That was awesome. I love to highlight the different things that the troops do. We highlight them on our website and through many of our newsletters. So if you've got something going on in your community that you would like to tell us about, like to get the information out there, please reach out to us. We love to post pictures of the things the troops are doing. We want to hear about it. We want to be able to spread all the wonderful things that you are doing. Next, we will move on to membership numbers, as our My 23 membership year has came to an end, and we have done very well. We saw a 2.62% increase overall from our membership numbers from My 22 to 23. Of that, there was a 0.51% increase in girls and a 6% increase in adults. Everyone worked very hard to help us get these numbers, and I appreciate everything that everyone has done. Volunteers, you work very hard every day to help make sure these girls are getting programmed, that they're having a good time, and we appreciate it very, very much. That's how we get these. That's how we get growth. As far as our My 24 year, as of right now, we have a little over 4,000 girl members, and then about 1669 for adult members, and about 1567, which is our lifetime members. We always have so many wonderful lifetime members. It is so wonderful to see that number. That puts us currently at a 64% retention rate, with a 58% girl retention rate and a 73% adult retention rate. We are quickly seeing more and more memberships every single day. Just a quick reminder to take a look at your rosters and make sure all your girls are showing. Remember that when October 1st kicked over, if they were not renewed, did not renew their spots, especially roles for adults, they may have dropped off your roster. So please double check those for us. Then I have one last thing before I turn it over to Amanda Powell. Me and the council received a very awesome card this week from one of the three Gold Award girls that received the $1,000 Gold Award scholarship for their college. And I'd like to read that to you tonight. It says, I am writing to express my deep gratitude for the generous $1,000 scholarship, which will help me cover my expenses at Bluefield University. The journey of earning my Gold Award has been a great experience that I will cherish for a lifetime. Thank you to everyone at GSGWM for providing me with such an amazing experience, starting with my days as a Daisy and a Brownie. The support team from GSWM has been invaluable to me, and I'm truly appreciative. And that is from Leanne the Sage. And I want to thank all the volunteers, because it's you that help these girls do these things. It's you that she appreciates. It's you that got her where she is. And, you know, it's almost like I feel like, you know, I'm her mom. I get so proud. And and I know that many of the other volunteers, many of you do too. But I definitely wanted to share that with you tonight. You know, I always love to see stuff like that, and I love to share it. Next, I am going to turn it over to Amanda Powell with our volunteer support team.
I don't know if I can follow that, Amanda. Thank you. I'm Amanda Powell. I am the team lead for volunteer support. Our team is made up of myself, Anne-Marie Orio, who is a volunteer support specialist, Carrie Zames, who is a volunteer and member support specialist. Our newest staff, as of almost exactly 1 week now, Alessa Bagalio, who is a volunteer support specialist, and Dee Dee Rice, who is a volunteer support specialist and a troop finance specialist. Thank you. If you go to the next page, please. Just a couple of quick reminders from our team today. End of the month, 10/31, your annual troop bank account information form is due. That must be turned in every year. If you can go to the next slide, Amanda, it has some more details on the bank account form. So in order to get there, you're going to go to our website, which is girlscoutsgwm.org. You're going to go to the volunteer tab and select troop packet. And then go to the running your troop section. You can open the troop bank account information form. It's a JOT form. It'll come to us right by email. And just fill out all of the fields and submit it to us by 10/31. If you don't have any changes or updates, we don't need everyone's signature, so you can do that right on there. Makes it nice and easy. If you do have changes and updates, you will be in touch with Dee Dee and your local community accounting coordinator to get those coordinated. We try to make it as easy as possible, and we really appreciate you getting that information in, since that's what we use to make sure that you're getting the right amount of money from fall product and the cookie sale. And then I believe I have one last slide. Fantastic. I almost want to give myself a drum roll for this one. The troop travel training will be available on GS Learn by the end of the week. I actually just finished it today. And so I have the rest of my team taking a peek at it to make sure it looks good. Oh, did someone have a question? The rest of the team is taking a look at it to make sure I covered everything. But that training will be up and ready to go shortly. And just remember, all troops must take the travel training before their next overnight trip. So if you're thinking about going on a trip, you're kind of percolating on that, just make sure you reach out to my team through customer care so we can make sure to assign that training to you in GS Learn, or we can make a plan for someone to come do it in person or to do it live by Zoom if that's something you'd be interested in. If you have any questions, I will pop into the chat now, but we're really excited to get this training out there. There's lots of good information in it, and I'm not just saying that because I made it. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Amanda. Next, we are going to go on to our product program, and I believe it was going to be...
That would be me. This is Lauren.
It'd be Lauren. I couldn't remember if it was Lauren or Robin. I apologize.
That's okay. Hi, everyone. My name's Lauren Willett. I have some information, updates and reminders on fall product program. For those troops that haven't started selling yet, there's still plenty of time. The girls do sell until October 29th. So if you or any troops you know haven't started selling, you can go ahead and get started now. Girls don't need to wait to receive an email invite. They can go right to this website here. They can click on create an account and they can get started. So they don't need to wait for their troop leader or any sort of invite to do that. We can go to the next slide, please. Some updated information on BarkBox. This was the new product that I told you about last month. We have begun selling it, and BarkBox is doing so well that throughout all the council sales, they have sold out of the product. They are building more, and they're making more in their production. Your customers can still buy BarkBox, so don't discourage anyone from buying it. the update will be that anything they buy from here on out will ship in February. They'll just need to wait a little bit longer to receive their product. Your girls are still going to receive the proceeds for this product, and it will go to count towards their rewards too. So they're not missing on anything, out on anything. It will just take a little bit longer for that product to get to the customer. It's exciting. It's doing well though. We can go to the next slide. Some upcoming dates to keep in mind. We are in about the middle of the sale. All of the parents of the girls can enter their online orders right now. So if they have order card orders, they can go right online and enter those. They have until the 29th to do that. The troop leaders have until the 30th to enter their girl orders. And then the last day to select those really exciting reward choices is on the 30th. And then your service units have until Halloween to enter all the orders. So if you're a troop leader and you get an order, you know, the next day after it closed, just reach out to your CPSC. They'll enter that order in for you. And keep in mind, you want to start collecting that money right away when the product comes, because the ACH withdrawal is December 8th. Product delivery. So this is coming up fast. It's right before Thanksgiving. The service units will get delivered their product the 16th through the 18th. There's a few days span. The delivery company will reach out to your service unit, let you know exactly what day and time they're going to deliver, so that the troops can come and pick up their product. And then the rewards that the girls earn are going to come in around the first week of December. So that's exciting too. So speaking of delivery, there's a few things we like to remind the troops and the girls when they pick up their product. Like I said, that product is coming right to your service unit. So hopefully you won't have to go far to get it. The troops will have a delivery ticket in M2. That delivery ticket is really organized. It lets you know everything that's on its way. It will let you know exactly how many pieces of each product you need to sign for. So when you pick up your product, you just want to make sure you count it, double count it, and then sign for what you're receiving. And you should always keep a copy of that signed receipt for your documentation. And that's all I have for you, just a quick update. If you did have any questions further, I believe we are doing a breakout room, so feel free to pop in and join us.
Thank you, Lauren. I believe next we are going to be over to our Mountaintop Shop with Sarah Hunt.
Hi, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. This is an exciting week in retail. We are opening 2 more retail spots this week, exactly 2 days apart. So tomorrow night, we will open at Farnsworth in the rec building from 3:30 to 6:30. Andrea and I will be there if you're in that area and want to come visit. I was up there last week and today setting up, and we'll be back there tomorrow to finish up before we open at 3:30. And then we're also opening the South Burlington spot Friday at 10 a.m. We were up there last week. Cassandra was up there today helping to get letting the electrician in or the IT people in so that we could have internet service. So yeah, so we'll be back up there on Thursday and just finish setting up and open on Friday and open on Saturday. And we're hoping to see some people come see us up there too. More hours to come. We're still looking for help in South Burlington. Thankfully, we do have someone that will work at Camp Farnsworth, and all the dates are on the website, but we're still diligently looking for help in the South Burlington location. So if you or anyone you know would like to work there, please have them call customer care or get in touch with me, and would be happy to talk to them about that. It's at the University Mall. I think I just saw it. The messages are disappearing very quickly off the bottom of my screen. The South Burlington location is at the University Mall near Bath and Body Works and the food court. All right, that is my quick update. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Sierra. And looks like there was maybe a couple questions that are being taken care of in the chat. And I believe next we are off to Girl Experience, and I think it's Christine that's going to be having us
Yes,
tonight.
it is me. Thank you.
I was looking for you real quick. I apologize. I'm not on top of it tonight, apparently.
Quite all right. Can we go to the next slide, please?
Okay.
So here is a screenshot of our team, all the staff that are diligently working to bring program and other fun activities to our girls across the council. And we can go to the next slide, please. One of the things that we really wanted to focus on tonight and make sure people were aware of is through Girl Scouts of the USA, our older girls have the opportunity to try a destination. And so these are any girls, cadets and up, that are interested in going on a travel opportunity as an individual. The girls can apply for the destinations. You can find the destinations on a link through our website or on GSUSA's page. But the application to apply, the deadline is coming up on November 15th. But there are also some rolling deadlines that will be available to girls. And then there are also some trips that are being planned for upcoming summers that will have a slightly longer application time. But if you have any girls in your troop or your service unit or your area that are interested in traveling, definitely make sure you encourage them to check out our destinations. As a council, we are sponsoring a destination this summer. It's going to London, Paris. And then we're also sponsoring a destination to allow individual girls to come and check out our Global Leadership Conference that we host every year. But these are a great opportunity to travel. We do offer some webinars in the early fall to talk to girls about the application process, the fact that there is financial assistance available for destinations, and just how that process works. Next slide, please. We also wanted to highlight a really exciting opportunity we have, again, for our older girls. This is a partnership that we are working with a group called the Hat Club, and they are actually high schoolers who do coding. They're based actually out of Vermont, but have done large events across the country. And so they were interested in working with our council and doing something for girls here locally. So on October 28th, from 1 to 8 p.m. I'm realizing now that I didn't put the location on here, but I believe it is right in Burlington. They are hosting an event where girls can come and learn about coding. They will have nourishing snacks, according to them, along with pizza and some really cool swag for the girls. It is a free event. It's also a drop-off event for girls only. And so if your girls have any interest in learning more about this, you can find this on our, our activity calendar. Cassandra, thank you, just threw the link into the chat for me. And it takes you right to, there's a whole webpage about this event and lots of information for the girls. And can we go to the next event? Or sorry, page? Slide. Thank you. We have a very magical weekend coming up that we wanted to make sure everybody is aware of. So the weekend of January 5th through the 7th, we have lots of events happening that week that are really going to help girls own their magic. So on Friday, January 5th, we will have the Disney on Ice show. Into the Magic is their theme this year. And so that's happening down in Manchester, New Hampshire. And then on Saturday, we are having one of our cookie rallies. Our theme this year is Own Your Magic, just like with the fall product sale, same for the cookie sale. Our Vermont event is happening in Colchester, Vermont from 1 to 3 that afternoon. The New Hampshire event is happening in Concord, New Hampshire on Sunday, January 7th. The cost is $10 per girl. Registration is now open. So we'd love to see your girls there, really learn more about our cookie sale, really improve their cookie selling skills, and make sure they're ready to achieve their goals and own their magic this year. Next slide, please. We also have several adult trainings coming up, and we're working to get more on the calendar as well. But we have a basic outdoor living skills coming up in Bedford, New Hampshire on November 4th, as well as also an archery instructor training, which qualifies Girl Scout leaders to teach archery to other Girl Scouts. So it is a Girl Scout qualification, not a national qualification. But we have these two training opportunities coming up in Bedford, New Hampshire on the 4th, as well as we'll be looking to offer some more. And then we also have an advanced outdoor living skills focusing on winter camping skills happening at Camp Farnsworth in Thetford, Vermont on January 26th to the 28th. And so there's no prerequisites for AOLS. You don't have to take our outdoor trainings in order. But if you would like to, you're more than welcome to do that. But if you're ready to jump right into your advanced outdoor living skills, that opportunity is there for you. Next slide, please. And a final property highlight for this month. If we go to the next slide, highlighting Camp Farnsworth. We've been talking about that a lot today. But Camp Farnsworth is located in Thetford, Vermont. It is year-round, and it is our overnight camp during the summertime. Some of the main spaces that we have at camp are we have 2 winterized buildings that troops can rent throughout the year if they would like to do some overnight camping at Farnsworth, as well as we have several units around camp that feature different types of living arrangements, from small cabin clusters to platform tent clusters to some Adirondack shelters. All of our units and the bunkhouse have bed frames and mattresses in them to make your overnight experience just a little bit more pleasurable. We also have a combination of flushing and composting toilet systems on site, as well as a centralized shower house. And if we go to the next slide, we have some shots. So up in your upper left-hand corner is a picture of our bunkhouse. And so this building, it has a nice open space on the first floor. Great for if your troop was to rent the building to do an overnight. Great place to eat your meals, to do some activities, maybe some different craft projects or different trainings. Maybe you're working on your first aid skills. Some great space in there, as well as, like I said, a kitchenette. There's a shower on the first floor, shower on the second floor, and then there are several bunk beds and different sleeping situations on the second floor. The picture next to the bunkhouse is a shot of the inside of our dining hall. And so this building is available for troops to use seasonally. We do shut it down in the wintertime. And then this is obviously where our overnight campers eat during the summertime. Next to that, we have a shot of the pool at Farnsworth. So we do have a 0 entry saltwater pool at Camp Farnsworth. Great experience for campers who maybe aren't quite comfortable swimming in such a big lake. Underneath the bunkhouse picture is a photo of one of our units at camp. That's actually a unit called Tavarish, and it features living shelters that we refer to as tentalos. And so they're kind of mostly a building, but the sides of the building have like sliding screens to allow for some great ventilation as you're sleeping in there. Then you have a shot of some of our tent platforms, as well as some tents as we were in the process of putting them up last spring. And then the final shot is a shot of some of our docks in our waterfront area. So really a gorgeous property for troops to take advantage of. And we did share the link for our troop camping and property reservation site. So you can find lots of great information there about all of our properties. And I think that might be my last slide.
It is. Thank you so much, Christine.